Hey guys, this is Jakob. I'm content manager and I'm helping business coaches, consultants with their content strategy. And we're here together again with John Lawson. And we are going to speak about really deep dive topics that are interesting for entrepreneurs. And first of all, thank you, John, for our second round, this live session. This time we're using your LinkedIn profile.
I know, for the first time.
Yeah, that's cool. And I'm very, I think that's a great thing to be inside of your first live on LinkedIn.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Really, I feel really honored. Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure.
It took me 6 months.
Really?
6 months before they allowed me to come in.
How often did you apply?
Twice. Remember I was telling you the last time I was not accepted, and you said, well, you got to apply again. And so I applied again, and then it took like 2 weeks, and then they finally came through. So,
yeah, you should listen more often to me. I mean,
I do. I listen to everything you say, Jakub.
Thank you. That's really cool. So we have a topic, but I just want to remind all listeners and who are watching this live, this is a Q&A session where you can ask any questions that you have. It can be about business, it can be about social selling, about e-commerce, so the topics that John is also speaking about. Or, I mean, last week you had this awesome webinar about VA, virtual assistants, which is a great topic and was also a great webinar. I learned a lot of things in this webinar. And when you have also questions about this topic, we can also speak about these kind of things. But
anything
I thought
anything relationship advice, you know.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Buying houses, whatever. I don't
real estate.
Anything. Real estate.
I mean, John is.
I'm an open book. I'm here for you guys.
Yes, but that's we are laughing, but that's true. We're here for your community. That's really what we're doing.
That's why we're doing it.
Yes. So the cool thing about the tool that we're using is that you can ask us questions. This is cool, but you can also come into the show. This is something that I had recently today in my life. So I was live, and Chris Ross, who's the founder of Winject Studios, he came also live, and we could see him. I could see him. This was really cool. And you can ask questions.
Bringing people on stage.
Yeah. That's the cool thing. Yes.
All right. So you can do it in the chat, and if you're interesting and own a company, we'll bring you on stage.
Okay. Okay, cool. I thought we speak today about systems and processes. So this doesn't sound very sexy.
It's not sexy,
like,
bro.
Yeah, yes, that's what I said. Yes, it's not sexy, but it's very important for entrepreneurs to think about it. So, I mean, I think, in my opinion, it's a very important topic. So, just can you describe first of all? So, what are systems and processes? So, what are the differences?
What are this? I mean, I don't know. You didn't tell me. Was that part of the pre-show? I should have read your email.
Yeah, maybe that would be good.
So let's just think about it, though, right? I mean, systems, right? Systems are the things you do, right? And the process is how you do it.
Excellent.
Systems are the things you do. Processes are how you do it.
Yes.
I made that up. I just made. I probably came from somewhere before.
But it sounds fabulous. And why is it important for entrepreneurs to think about these elements? So, I mean, the reason why I thought about this is after I watched your webinar about VAs, I thought, so all this knowledge and all this experience that you had and you delivered this in 2.5 hours of content. So you produced, it was amazing content, but you did it because you could teach it because you had a process. So I thought myself, okay, how can you reverse engineer these kind of things? So I mean, did you just wake up and say, okay, I need this process and just writing it down, or was an iterative process? How did this evolve?
For that webinar?
Yes.
Oh, wow. The thing is with the webinar, the key for systems is to move from systems to processes, right? So here's what you need to get done. Here's how you do it. When you see what's being done, you simplify it. So there's a step in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Systems, simplicity, process, right? So ultimately, I had to step back and think about the webinar, and I never did a webinar that way like I did it this way before. And the first thing I did, so if I'm going out and let's say I'm thinking about this, all the parts of what I did, I came up with a topic, I sent out a quiz, right, and asked people, what do you want to know on that topic? All right. When that came back to me, as I started getting responses, I wrote the marketing piece, right? Because now that I know what their questions are, what I was going to answer, I could use that to help me market the product. So I used that by going through and reading some of the responses. And then I went out and, started marketing it. Put it on my page, put it on my group page, started asking other people to please share it, blah, blah, blah. Then it comes to the content. So that was kind of interesting that I never did before, is I took all the questions, because I went to a friend of mine, Marquell did this event, and I was like, that's a pretty cool idea. And then basically they took every question that they had from the audience, wrote it down on the whiteboard, and then just started answering the questions. And that's how they started the weekend of the event. I was like, that's pretty cool. I should do something similar. And so I took all the questions and the issues that people had sent out to me and made that into the first part of the webinar. So the first part of the webinar, I say, I'm going to answer all your questions. And so I just consolidated and put them into questions. Then what I decided also not to do is I didn't make any slides. Remember, there was no slides.
Yeah, you had this worksheet.
I just had worksheets, and I don't really, I don't really know exactly what the why was, other than simplicity.
Okay.
I'm not on.
Yeah, it was simple. It looked simple, but it was full of
just
content.
my notes.
Yes.
And it was just and that's the way I do my speeches anyway. When I write my speeches, what you saw would have been the way that I write an actual keynote speech, right? And then I would take that and turn them into slides normally. And then I use the slides as my notes. See, I'm the kind of guy that I don't read off of any kind of, I don't memorize my speeches.
Which also is boring, right?
I don't know. I'm sure some people are good at it. I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at the whole process of, it just it would drive me crazy, because I would be afraid that I would forget a part and never get back to it. It would just drive me crazy. So I use my slides as my notes, right? And so the same way that I made these notes for this were the notes that I would normally use and turn into slides. I'd probably dumb it down a little bit. I'd add some pretty stuff. And then I'm like, yo, people aren't here for the slides. When you're on stage, sometimes you want to see people doing this with their cell phone and taking it, it's like, oh, I know that's a good slide because everybody was taking a picture of that, so you do that. And this is a psychological game I'm playing. But here we are, you're on a webinar. So you're on a Zoom call, basically, Nobody's sitting there with their phone and taking pictures. So I was like, I don't need to be that pretty. I just need to have the content. And I wanted to try it. And it seemed to work out very well, at least for presentation. And so now I'm going to take all that and turn it into a course.
Yes, and you're going to sell it. And I think you also switched from sharing your slide, your screen into direct modus. Is there sometimes you have things that you want to emphasize, or why are you switching the perspective of your camera
between the slides and or the notes and what? My screen?
Your face. Sometimes I can see only your screen, and sometimes you also.
Yeah, every once in a while for emphasis.
Okay.
I would bring, and it would also reset people's attention, right? After a while, just looking at words on paper. So what I would tell you, and I would tell you before, I'm going to switch right now. And so it's almost like, okay, he's watching me. I don't know. But maybe. It works, right? And there's other things people do when you're, doing your presentation and stuff. You want call and response. Does that make sense to you? Type in chat, yes. That kind of thing. That also gets people interested, makes people aware that, that they're live and it's not a pre-recorded thing. And that helps. So, yeah, I did that too.
Cool. That's cool.
So that's I learned the process, right? Yeah. That's not the process. Or that's me telling you kind of my process. But if I want to now duplicate that, I got to take all those parts and figure out what are the components that go into that.
That would be the process. So when you take the components,
yes, right. It's like a recipe. So you got the recipe, you got the part 1, do this, part 2, do that, part 3, do that. But also at the same time, you got the components, because I got to go food shop for this before I can even start doing the recipe. Right. So I got to pull apart the components of what I just did and create that. So I know how to take those individual ingredients and put them in the right order to reproduce the recipe or the process.
So that somebody who has no experience can cook it also.
Exactly. That's what you want to do. You want to simplify it, right? I'm sure there's certain, like, I could buy cream from the store or I could whip it myself. Right? I'm sure if you go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, they're in the back whipping the cream up from, whatever the hell cream's made out of, milk and whatever. I think it's milk and air, basically, right? So they're back there and they're creating that. Whereas we're like, just go to the store, buy some whipped cream, be done. We've simplified that so that the person at home can make the recipe that they might get at the 5-star Michelin restaurant, but it's a little bit dumbed down for home use.
Yes. So, and I ask also myself, okay, when it comes to creating and documenting all these processes, do you use specific tools like video tools or Loom or these kind of things just to document for yourself, or are you writing them down? Or okay.
You know what? I'm going to disappoint a lot of people, but pen and paper. There you go. Pen, paper. I write everything. It's all my notes.
Yeah.
Notes upon notes upon notes. There is nothing better than this. All right. And for me, that's for me. Tactile. I need to have come from here to here. When it comes from here to here, I automatically remember it.
Yeah, something magic is happening. I interviewed Brian Kurtz, who's a famous copywriter.
Yeah.
And he said there's really some magic. And one copy technique is that they, in the first month or something, they're just really writing on paper, pen and paper, good copy, pen and paper, writing good copy. And so that all the information is sinking down in your subconscious mind or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's and it just settles in your brain somewhere. And then next is my iPad.
The next version.
Well, no, that's not the next. Yeah, sort of the next version. I will literally take a picture page.
Okay. And yeah. And what happens with this picture?
And then I start drawing it out in a mind map.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then when I'm in the mind map mode on this device, just because of the way I'm able to navigate with the keyboard, it's kind of weird. I don't know, but I'm able to start thinking about even more details than I was when I was. It's like I'm internalizing it when I put it on paper. Then I'm revising it and simplifying and teasing out all the components when I get to my mind map.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably do the mind map on paper if I wanted to. But if I do it here and type it all in, then I can take that mind map and literally, make docs with it. It's just, I can really reuse it. Once I put it on paper, I can't reuse it. I have to take a screenshot of it, a photo of it, but I can't really reuse it and give it out the way that I can with this. So that's my next phase.
Cool.
And then then I'm ready to rock and roll.
Is it already then? Okay. And to build such a process, to come up with such a process, how long does it take for you?
I mean, it depends on what I'm doing. But the other thing you did ask me, and this is what I've started doing, and it's working really well, is when I'm doing an actual task that I know I'm going to want to outsource to my team at some point, I literally will run Loom. All right. And at first, I was trying to teach to the Loom, right? Like every time I would do something, I would talk about what I'm doing. I was like, oh, I'm going to do blah, 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 as if I'm talking to my team. And that didn't work out well. That didn't work out well at all because I don't know. I think I was in my head too much trying to teach what I'm doing as opposed to just doing. And so what I've started doing, and the other thing is too, is when I do work, I put on I got this special playlist that I really call my Focus playlist, right? So I'm really focused. So I'll play that. And I couldn't do that when I was making these Loom videos because I'm having you know what I've started doing? I make the Loom videos, I play my music, I just do my thing, and then I edit on top of it later and explain what I'm doing.
Okay, that's the reason. Because you sent me one Loom video and you were explaining things, and then at the end you were like this. That's the reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we have one comment by Latoya Fisher.
Hi, Latoya.
Hey, Latoya.
Yeah.
The brainstorm process is golden.
It is it really is gold because just dumping everything in your mind. It's like I tell people, somebody's like, well, I can't sleep. I'm like, if you can't sleep, write down everything you're thinking about. And it's amazing. It gets out of your head and now it's on paper. And there's something about that getting it on paper really, really changed everything.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, hey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. What I'm also using is Asana. You have this. So when I have content ideas or something, I'm just typing it down as a task. So I'm writing it down in Asana.
Yeah. Yeah. Guess what I do with the pictures?
Putting on Asana.
I put them in a tool. I use something called Aura. Same thing as Asana. But if I want that to just be, somewhere where I can move stuff around, I can use that. So absolutely.
That's cool.
And I've got so many books. I'll just show you, man. I keep these. This is my size. This is the thing I love. I always have one of these somewhere.
Do you also have one bookshelf where all are just, or is it, are there already so many that you can't put them in one bookshelf?
Yeah, they're all in a drawer. What do you call it? A file. I keep them on file, but I really, I don't go back. I don't even go back in the book most of the time that's on my desk. I rarely go backwards. It's a work in progress. It's like even if I'm doing a coaching call, I've got paper sitting in front of me so I can write it down. I'll ask you a question, blah, 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 write it down. We'll think it through. And I hardly ever go back to my notes, which is, I don't know why that is. That's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't you use a CRM where you're just writing it in a digital version in your CRM? So, for example, when a coaching client is saying,
no, I record all my coaching calls.
Yeah.
I have my VA take the notes from the coaching call.
Okay.
And she puts them all in a folder by date and all that good stuff. So if I need to go back, I go back to her notes, not mine.
Okay. That's good. Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right?
It makes sense, but if you're also writing it down, you're remembering it to some degree.
No, the writing down is my figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
So that by the time it gets through and she gets through that call, it's all figured out. I don't need to have the ingredients anymore. We've already made the dish.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's what it is. It's part of my thought process, and I don't need my thought process. I need the outcome. Yes. I'm not going to, unless the thought process is part of the process, then maybe I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Right? But if I tell you, go think about something la, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to teach you how to think about it. You know how to think. Yes. Just write it down what you're thinking.
More or less a blueprint process. The house is built.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. We've built the house. Now we want to be able to get the blueprint out for other people to build a house.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I think this is also something that many people underestimate, but because so there is some point, for example, if you are an expert in, I don't know, making good pictures or something, and you can teach to some degree what you know and create a blueprint for other people who are interested in photography, in creating photos. But when is the point when you say, okay, now I can create this blueprint? I mean, people are to some degree, I don't know your experience, but people are waiting that somebody is coming and saying, now's the day. Now you can create a blueprint. You're ready, like in the Matrix. But I mean, this will not happen, right?
I'm sure it's happened to some people, but if you're sitting around waiting on somebody to tell you that you're qualified to teach what you do every day, you're just wasting your time. You could be already doing that teaching. You could be already doing that thing. You could be already creating the blueprint, selling the blueprint to others. Yes. Get out there and do it. Don't wait. What are you waiting on? Stop waiting. Start executing. Just get out there and do it, man. We've talked about this before, haven't we? About the plane and how it takes off and how there's, you got to get the plane in the air. Go ahead. Do it. Get out there. Do it. And that's, I think, the biggest takeaway, because here's the thing. People are going to buy the way you do it. That's what they want. They want the way that you do it. I see so many people that will say they're going to create a product or create a course or whatever, and they try to take everybody's input into it. Well, this person does it this way, this person does it this way, this person does it this way, and then I'm going to take a piece of that, a piece of this, a piece of that, right? And instead of doing all that, why don't you just do the process yourself one time and then sell the process that you created? Just do that because it's unique to you. You did all the homework, but you're not literally copying other people's work and trying to make that into a product. You're actually creating what you've done by looking at everybody else's work. It's the curation of everything that's out there that people need help with.
So fine. So just to make clear that I got it, because I'm basically from Germany. The curation, you mean putting the different types of puzzles together in one picture, right?
I think I think you make a good point that you're from Germany, and that helps with it does. It helps me simplify what I'm saying instead of doing all this stupid business speak. What I'm saying is that there could be 500 videos on how to build a WordPress site. You do the research and you find the videos that will walk you through it, that you like, and you go and you build a WordPress site. Yes. What you have done is you've taken all of this information that is available and made it simple and told everybody, here's the one that you need because I just did it. So that's what curation really is. It's like, instead of all of this, here's the few things that you just really need to do, right? Yes. So I'll give you another example. In social media, where I was nothing but a curator. I would tell people every day at noon, this is what I used to do. At noon, I would find 5 e-commerce blog posts that were good and relevant. And I would tell everybody, here's my 5 e-commerce posts of the day. And there would be links to these other blog posts. Yes. That's curation. Now, if I'm want to learn e-commerce, I'm not just out here going through hundreds of blogs. I'm just doing the one that the expert, John Lawson, in their mind, told me to read.
Yes.
Curation is a very, very valuable tool. Yeah. Very valuable.
It's also a tool within the content marketing space. So content curation. This is basically what you did. Basically, you're taking the content pieces of other people who created the content and sharing valuable insights. That's basically what you're doing. And I
wasn't even giving them any insight. I was just like, go read these 5.
Yeah. But you're sharing it because they are trusting you, and then they will read it also.
Yeah. If you do it long enough, you will find followers. That people love to follow good stuff, and you're reducing the amount of time it takes them to find content because you went out and found it for them. And there's value in that. You just added value to other people's content. But that is the key. Add value. Yeah.
Makes sense. That's cool. So if you have any questions, please write them into the comment section or come into the show. I posted this link under this video. Yes.
He wants to try to bring somebody into the show.
Yes.
So if you've got that, question, come into the show. Use that link below.
Oh, we have one LinkedIn user who says, I agree. Hello, all. Hello, LinkedIn user.
Nice to meet you, LinkedIn user. You can use that link and actually come into the show.
Yes.
But if you guys have any questions, go ahead. The topic, like you said, was what is our topic?
How to grow.
Yeah, read it.
Yeah. How to grow as an entrepreneur with systems and processes.
There you go. All right. So let's just because I don't want to totally get off the process. All right. Now, what you ultimately want the outcome to be is a list, 1, 2, 3 of things, steps.
Bullet
Step
points.
1, step, yeah. Not even bullet points, steps. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Step 3, do that. All right. And the tools that we use here inside of my organization are Google. We use Google Suite, and because it's probably the most robust tool suite out there. I mean, it's pretty tight, and just a Google Doc or a sheet, and we're done, because it needs to be simple.
Yes.
The process needs to be simple. So it'll have some details and maybe a screens capture or whatever, and we're ready to rock and roll. And if we need to throw it to a video, the link to that Loom video is in there as well. But I try to make everything static. I don't want you watching videos necessarily. If I can make the screen captures come to life, I like that. I don't know. That might be an old school thing about me,
though. That you don't want videos in
videos are time wasters.
Okay, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're doing a video now.
No, we're doing a live video.
Okay.
But the replay is a time waster. Why is it a time waster? Because I have to look it through the whole thing to find the one thing that I want, right? So if I tell you, go find the steps to do XYZ inside of our company, I need them to just go find the steps to do that. I don't want them to have to watch the whole video or even a part of the video, because sometimes they get it much more intrinsically just by looking at the image than me having to explain, do this part, you know what I'm saying? Video actually can take longer, right? Mm-hmm. There is nothing as fast as rummaging through a book, right? If I want to go back to that page, I go back to that page. No, there's nothing as fast. And I've got every tech device known to man, you know?
Well, Google introduced a new, I mean, I have to say something.
Yeah.
Google introduced the key moments of videos. So
videos,
you can,
yes.
if you implement the timestamps when you upload your video on YouTube, people can find it more easier. So it's like if you have a question, so how to cook XYZ, and then if you use the timestamp and also write down this question, people can find it more easily, and so they don't have to look through the whole video in order to find this the answer to this one question.
Absolutely.
So video is back, I would say.
I'm going to let you just have that. I'm going to let you have that.
Okay.
But here's the thing, seriously, when you're working with these kind of teams overseas and stuff, sometimes their bandwidth is bad. Sometimes their bandwidth can be bad, and it can take a long time for even these kind of videos to load, because even though YouTube can show you that little segment, the entire video actually has to stream down to get to that segment. They don't just stream. It's not there yet. I'm sure at some point, but they're not able to just stream that portion. The before and the after also gets streamed. So when we're talking about our teams, again, you want to make sure that they're able to get to the content without the limitations of bandwidth. And that's another reason why I actually don't like video all the time. I don't want a big video library of how to do stuff.
So Gary Vee has a good library. You're just typing in something that he said, and you can find the video that he that's pretty cool.
There's a couple tools out there that do that.
Yes.
But again, why overqualify that?
Yes, to some degree. So I think from a personal branding point is video just great because people are seeing me, they're earning the trust, and you can close deals more faster, in my opinion. That's just,
but
I'm a big,
those are two different things.
yeah.
We're talking about training documents for your workers versus, being on camera, being a thought leader. There's nothing better than video for that. There's nothing better for what we're doing right now. Kind of, I really like video better than Clubhouse.
Yeah.
But this is similar to a Clubhouse thing too. We're doing it live. We're taking questions, bringing people on, blah, blah, blah. So I think in all different things, but when it comes to documentation, I think a document works best for documentation.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one.
That's a good one, ain't it? Just because it has the doc in the word.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
Man. That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is good. But you're right. There are some amazing video tools that are coming on now where you upload the video, it's automatically taking that and doing the transcription. And then from the transcription, it creates a database that you can search. And literally right now, that's kind of out there and you got to pay for it, but that'll be YouTube in no time. That's where YouTube's going already, where you can just look up the word in YouTube and you're going to be able to find all your videos. They're indexing everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's talk about your process.
My process?
Yeah. What are some of the processes that you have done and used?
When it comes to processes, so what I'm doing after I saw your webinar, I'm just thinking about the things that I'm doing. So basically, I also did for you. So for example, taking the videos and creating video snippets from these videos from, for example, 1 hour interviews. I'm taking them and then creating video snippets, 1 minute, 2 minute videos, and creating also social media postings, an editorial plan for the next couple of weeks or months, or organizing live shows like this one, and also creating video snippets, tagging all the people. So these are the processes that I'm thinking about, and thinking about also writing them down, and so that I can teach and give it to a VA. And I already, after I saw your webinar, I already created some questions for
your VA.
Just that they should answer. And I thought, okay, what makes sense? Of course, something like, okay, go to this YouTube video, download this video, and create 10 video snippets and social media postings for my editorial plan, something like this. So that they just to test. So what are they going to do with this one long video? So how is it going to be look like, and what kind of social media postings are they going to create? And so then they upload the video material and I can check it. So this would be one question that I thought about, just to recognize.
Heck,
okay,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. Do you think it's too much?
10.
Or 10. It can be also 5. Yeah. I thought to write something like between 5 and 10, and then you can choose.
Let's see how many they came up with.
Yeah, and then how many are willing to do 10? I mean, these guys are doing the extra mile. What do you think?
I think that's look. What the key thing is, you put it out there and you'll get the feedback. If you see
from the VAs,
yeah, but I'm saying, like, when you put it out there, you'll figure out if these are the best tasks. If this, you'll know once you get it out there and start putting people into that hiring funnel. But if you do that and they get through 2 questions and they get to this and they never fill it out, you'd be like, okay, maybe that's a little too much. You know?
Yeah, got it. Yes,
But I mean, but for what you do, I think that's absolutely great.
So I just thought, okay, what are the things that I'm doing at the moment? And when I'm hiring a VA, what would I outsource to this person? What should this person bring this? And also writing, for example, blog articles based on the interview, so that I just do the fun part, which is doing live sessions with John Lawson and other cool entrepreneurs around the world. And the other thing is that I'm outsourcing everything else to my VA.
Yeah, or VAs.
VAs. So when you have several VAs, I mean, was it because you said, okay, one is not enough, or I just need more expertise?
Okay, so that's a good question. That's a good question. I got my understanding from studying like Gerald Ford. Not Gerald Ford, but what's the guy? Ford, the Ford plant.
Henry Ford.
Thank you.
Henry Ford.
All right. So I mean, the secret sauce for Henry Ford to be able to create cars was the assembly line.
Yes.
All right. So the assembly line reduces the clog inside of the pipeline. Right. So if I have, let's say I got one that I just wrote down. All right. So one person does the lead gen, right?
Yeah.
Another person does the sales.
I can't see it.
You can see it.
No, I can't see it.
No, I'm not letting you see that. This is gold
secret.
right here on this paper.
Secret.
That's right. It's secret. Matter of fact, when I held it up, I was like, "Ooh, let me turn that around." It's like, no, teasing. But no, you got lead gens. You got people that are doing the sales. You might have somebody that's doing the review of the quiz, right? But only that one thing. Like you're talking about somebody that would maybe do your writing. So the person that does your writing might not be that great at editing video.
Yeah, I mean, I got it, but I mean, if you're starting,
when you start, you do all of it.
You want somebody who's doing multiple things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things.
Yeah. But I'm saying as you scale, you're going to break that out. Okay. All right. And do different things for different, or you can maybe do everybody knows all parts. There's people that need to know all parts as well. Like your first person is going to end up knowing all the parts. Your second person might know pretty much all the parts. Now you can hire a third person that can know all the parts, or you can hire just this third person that only specializes in this one thing that makes all the other things really shine. Right? But right now, it'd be for you to hire a video editor might take more money than just a generalist, right? So you got generalist and specialist. When you're hiring specialists, you're going to pay more money, but you're going to get superior quality work, and they're going to come in hitting the ground running, knowing how to do what you pretty much want done, but they just got to learn how to do it your way, But no, I totally think the first hire and maybe the first few hires really should be kind of generalist, because that's going to help you learn how to implement, and you're going to be able to shift and change as you get this person in. It's going to change your business completely.
Yes.
So
that's
there
cool.
You go. Yeah, and they're going to write your processes.
Yeah. Because that's the one task. So write down all the steps that you're doing, write them down in a doc sheet so that I understand what you did.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Exactly. Yes. That's what you're telling them to do. Yes.
But would I not expect that you give it to me in the first place when I'm hired from you as a VA?
You're my first VA.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not pretending that you're not my first VA. Right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the real deal too. I mean, when you hire that first person in, it's just you two. It's only us. And you're going to have a special relationship just because of that. You're seeing everything I'm doing. I'm seeing what you're doing. We're building these processes together so that when we bring on the next team member, they can get up and running without having to shadow me like you're doing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's how you work it.
Cool.
Get it, Yakub.
Okay. I will. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
I know you're serious. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what comes out of our time together. Honestly, it's going to be awesome. I mean, because you're teaching me more and more about the content model, which is really cool. And I wasn't into the video thing. I just had a lot of video.
Which were really cool topics also.
Wait till the next one. I got the next one for you already.
You have a new season?
I have a new season.
Cool. What's the topic? Come on.
What was
a little bit spoiler?
I'm trying to.
What? You can't remember?
I can't. I just thought about it. I was like, oh, I got these videos that I did, and I need done and never put up. Oh no, actually, what is it? It's all about the lifestyle. Basically, I went to Australia just before, the COVID. Yep, and we were staying in this really amazing mansion. Beautiful spot. Had the jacuzzi and the pool table, and it was awesome, right? And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to make videos in here. And I made videos all through the house talking about, teaching what you know. That's really what it is, about why teaching what you know is a great business model. So I have to go through it. No, you have to go through it and tell me what I'm teaching, because I forgot. But I do have all these videos, and they're really, intricate. No, they're not that intricate, but they're cool because they got great background, and I'm just chilling. It's gonna be. It's good content, though. It's good content. Yeah.
But when I always see these kind of videos where people are hanging around in their private jets and things like that, it's a little bit like, well, this whole marketing.
I'm calling bullshit on it. That's the funny part of the whole video. I start off talking about, this ain't my house. This is bullshit, but let's walk through it, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm only here for a week, people. I need these videos done. It's all that. I'm all in it. It's not like I'm perpetrating. This is not my damn house. But it is for the next 6 hours.
That's cool. Okay. I want to see it.
Yep. And then we got Bali.
You also have Bali videos?
Yeah, I got Bali videos.
How much videos do we have? I mean, just to say one important thing. All these videos are assets.
They're assets.
These are assets, and you have to use them.
Yes. I mean, but you know what? I did a mastermind in Bali, and I just decided to record it all. So it wasn't like I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And that, yes, they are assets, but I'm a freak. I don't know what it is. I got my selfie stick with me all the time, and I'm making content, but I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need somebody who's organizing all this.
I already have somebody that's organizing all this thing. See, it was all there. Now Yakub can take it all and make it really nice, but that's part of the process. Here's something funny I will tell you, Yakub, is that the video team that did those videos that are posting now, the guy hit me up yesterday, and he's like, wow, it is so cool to see the vision coming to fruition that he's like, it's so cool to see the finished version of what we did. So they really are enjoying. They're following it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, the content was great. I mean, that's the cool thing when I work with you. I'm always learning something. I'm always from the business perspective. I mean, I'm good in my area of content and PR, but you have the big picture when it comes to entrepreneurship, and that's the cool thing. John is a video guru. I love this stuff.
He was in Bali with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what happened in Bali?
Oh, we can't tell. We can't tell you. What happened in Bali stays in Bali.
Disclaimer. Okay, got it.
No, but we were there for 5 days, I think. You know, and we did a mastermind throughout the day. We had different teachers coming in. We had some amazing entrepreneurial experts come in and just sit with us and let us ask them questions about their business and how things were growing. And it was absolutely the coolest time. And literally that was the last trip I took before COVID. And I'm so ready to get back to doing, masterminds like that in Bali. We have to go to Bali. Bali is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a Zen factor just knowing that you're in Bali, and it's a whole different culture and environment. And the people are awesome. So look, watch him, catch him. He just said something.
Bali was game changing. Connections were made, and the education was incredible.
There you go.
That's cool. I mean, now there should be some video that we show from Bali that I edited, and that we can share it. So I mean, you have to share the share button on StreamYard so that you can show video material. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I mean, you could do it, I guess, as a screen share inside of it, but I don't know if the audio would work. But definitely, when we're doing the edits, we'll do something.
That's cool.
Yeah. I can't wait, bro. Boom. All right. Anybody else got any questions on anything before we get out of here? We got like a half a second.
Hurry up.
Hurry up. Put it in the chat. If you got any questions, I'm an open book right now. And that's what we're just going to have to come up with a name for this daggone thing.
Or also a topic for the next time, maybe. Also
a topic for the next time. Yeah, please let us know.
Yeah, write it in the comments.
Matter of fact, we'll definitely post this in the group, Yakub, and asking for what do you want to talk about next week. All right. I remember somebody said on the last on the training, they wanted funnels. They wanted to ask about funnels. I don't know. We can do that. That's easy. Funnels aren't that complicated, but I mean, ultimately, people get stuck on the technology of funnels.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, why is it? It's a mindset thing, right? I mean, technology is.
It can be.
It's the easy thing, I think.
I don't think it is for everybody. I think it can be a roadblock. It's like when you put them in front of. It's like for me, the empty page is a roadblock for me. If I have something to work with before I start writing, it makes it so much easier for me to write. If I have to write from scratch, bro, I hate it. So I think that can be similar to tech, with some people. But it just comes naturally to you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not possible that I don't write.
Really?
Produce videos. Really, it's I mean, I have a diary, and sometimes 1 week or 1.5, I don't write because busy days, busy weeks, and I don't feel centered. Really, it's not.
If you don't write,
yeah, I don't feel. It's like I don't know, wearing wrong socks or something.
Really?
Yeah, it feels a little bit strange.
If you don't write that day,
Yeah.
you feel strange. Well, then you should
Yes.
write every day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
You know, you got to just get in there and write something.
yes.
Why wear wrong socks, bro?
I don't know.
Why? Why?
It's so-
Some people can get away with it. Not everybody. I'm sure your wife is like, dude, you got on the wrong socks, bro.
On the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay.
We didn't get any hits on the questions, so
No, nothing
we're out of
more.
here.
Yes, that's it for today.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.